Hello, friends. Marlene Harris here. I am just overflowing with joy. I'm so happy. So the Lord had rested in my heart to write a children's book. And my friends, I am happy to report that the first of my children's book is slated to be released on Amazon pretty soon, and it's called Prayer Time. This is the pre-sale, my version of it. There's my name, the author Marlene Harris. So let me tell you about this book. This book is a story of Matthew. He had made a wonderful discovery. It's a young boy learned that prayer is simply talking with God, and that he can do it anytime. That it's not just for a set moment of like when you wake in the morning or you're going to bed at night or you're going to have a meal. This book is dedicated to families training and teaching our children from a very early age that prayer is talking to God at any time. Meet the family, my friends. This is the family. This is Matthew's mom and dad and his dog Bruno. And it starts by Matthew waking up to the voice. He woke up and he recalled the very first time he had heard his mom praying in the wee hours of the night. He didn't know that his parents prayed to God in the wee hours of the early morning before the sun even rises. And he recalled the time that he was frightened, and they came in and they comforted him and explained to him what they were doing. And then this is him and mom going into deeper conversation where she's walking him through and explaining to him that her prayer is simply having a conversation with God. She explains to him the different ways that God speaks to her, that she doesn't always immediately have an answer to her prayer in that very moment. It may come later in the day, months, or that she even has prayer that she's still waiting on. Here it is. They moved on because it's a deep conversation, but a beautiful conversation at a child's level to explain to him the gift and the beauty of prayer. Then he's remembering, and they're having a fun time laughing at dad because mom prays, and when she prays, they were joking that she prays much louder than dad. He's more of a, quieter prayer, so we all have our different style. He heard mom crying when she was praying, and he was curious what that was about, and she gave him the example. They reminded him of when he got Bruno and he cried. It was happy tears. She was explaining that in that moment, that's what that was. So now when he wakes or if he hears them, he recalls and he can remember that, oh, my parents are actually speaking with God. And guess what? I can do the same. And there goes his little buddy Bruno with him, having the same prayer as well. And this is him in the early morning in his word, reading the word. And there goes Bruno. I think he's just the cutest. And then this section is a parents and teachers guide is included as well to just encourage more conversation and dialogue. Then here's some questions that we can ask our young ones, like, what's your favorite time to pray? There's different times, so it's just given the different at dinner, breakfast, even while we play. We may, just speak to the Lord in our mind and in our spirit. Then right over here, there's a little corner and a section for Bruno. And it's just asking, it's another activity section, like, what are you thankful for? That you would ask your little. And what are you thankful for today? What are you thankful for this week? Or even for the month? And then there's a section where you can memorialize your child's name your niece, your nephew, your grandchildren. You can memorialize their name. And then in the back, it just explains the story, tells you about the author and where my heart comes from in writing this book that the Lord has laid on me. But I feel like the woman who has swept her house and found the penny, and she calls everyone and she's like, come and celebrate with me. That is what I'm calling you to do, to celebrate with me that my book, children book that the Lord has given to me and laid in my heart, the very first one, is about to be published. It's about to be published, and I'll be sure. I purchased my own ISBN number, so I'll be sure to share that with you when the book is officially released. But I do believe like I owed it to I felt moved to come and share and to give an early preview that my very first children book, Prayer Time, Talking to God Anytime. It's a story of young Matthew learning and discovering that prayer is simply talking to God and that he can do it anytime. All right? You have a blessed one. I pray that you will support my effort of contributing to the kingdom of God, of having a legacy where we can teach children from a very young age. I have no age limit on it, and that was purposeful. I went to the Lord about that, and I was told clearly, do not put an age limit on it, but it is written in such a way where anyone can learn from this book what prayer is, the importance of prayer, the section of where we have to wait at times for the answer of God, and how we don't just talk to him, but there's a moment to pause and to just sit in silence, to just try to listen for what the Lord has for you and want to say for you. So you have a blessed day, and I pray that you support my book and celebrate with me the story of Matthew, discovering that prayer is not limited to specific times, occasions, or moments. We talk to God any and all time. Have a blessed one.